What's up YouTube, it's Monkey D and back with you with another video. So today I wanted to talk about Cyborg Franky, one of the greatest shipwrights in One Piece, one of the funniest, funkiest characters. If you guys read the last chapter of One Piece 988, you would know that Franky did some pretty crazy stuff, and by crazy I mean he literally ran over Big Mom on his Franky Freedom Rider. So I mean, by that status I would say he's basically a Yonko now. He's basically Yonko level, not Luffy, not Zoro, not even Shanks or the actual Yonkos. Franky is the new Yonko and probably the strongest Straw Hat. I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, it was definitely a funny gag and it was definitely a funny scene. But today I wanted to talk about Franky's current strength and potential strength in Wano and later Elbaf and possibly the final war. Because I just want to say that Franky is pretty underrated actually. He's no slouch. When he was first introduced into the series in Water 7, we saw him throw hands with Luffy, and that's actually pretty crazy because we thought he was like, oh wow, he's on Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji level. Like this guy is pretty tough character. I mean, we kind of find out later that he is powerful, but just not compared to those guys. So post time skip, you know, Franky gets his upgrade, and it turns out that his body is made out of Wappo metal, which I think is really funny because we know Wappo from the beginning of the series. During Chopper's arc, we get to see him be the king of Drum Island, and he's a very weak villain, to be honest, and we know we thought that we would never see him again, but here we are hearing about him really far into the future, and turns out that Franky's body is made out of Wappo metal, just Oda doing his Oda thing, you know. So apparently Wappo metal is one of the most powerful, one of the most strongest or most durable metals in One Piece. I mean, I'm not saying it's like diamond or adamantium or anything, but it's very tough, and it's what Franky now uses for his cyborg body, and we know he's very durable as we see from his fight against Senor Pink, and he was literally taking a full-on punches from this dude, and he's one of the commanders of Doflamingo's crew. Aside from having just a tough body, he's actually pretty good at fighting, and he's one, like I said, he's a very durable character, but he has some of the most destructive offensive capabilities on the Straw Hat crew. I mean, he's able to shoot laser beams out of his hands and has a bunch of weapons on the ready on his body, like missiles, machine guns, everything, man. He's basically like Kizaru with the laser thing and Iron Man with all the missiles and everything. He also has the Coupe de Vent, which is very powerful because it's literally able to make the Sunny fly. Yeah, think about it. He's able to use coal to somehow make the 1,000 Sunny fly into the sky, and that's a shit, man. It's huge. I want to talk about his greatest feat so far, and that is his Franky Shogun, which is basically a better version of the pacifista that Dr. Vegapunk created. In Film Z, we see Franky take on multiple pacifistas alone and absolutely demolish them with his Franky Iron Pirate. That's actually crazy because keep in mind, pre-time skip, the whole entire Straw Hat crew had to work together just to barely beat one of them. So now that I've talked about his current strength, I want to talk more so about his potential strength and what he has in store for us in the future. And I just want to say that his potential is honestly limitless. For starters, Franky is more than likely going to learn observation and armament hockey in Wano. His body is already very durable without hockey, so imagine if he mastered armament hockey in the future. Like, he'd be a tank, man. I don't think that he'll get Conqueror's hockey or anything, but like I said, his armament hockey will be off the roof in terms of power. Now, what I really want to talk about is Franky as a shipwright. He's basically an engineer or mechanic, as some may say, and he's able to create some pretty crazy buildings, machines, ships. We've seen him build 1,000 Sunny and his Iron Shogun. He also built the motorcycle and all of the other weapons he has. He also built his whole body. And so because he's such a good shipwright, he's such a good engineer, he's such a good creator or developer, my theory is that he's going to meet up with Dr. Vegapunk sometime in the future, whether he meets him in Elbaf or some random island that we don't really know about yet, and Franky will be able to see Dr. Vegapunk's work. And we don't really know what Dr. Vegapunk has created besides the pacifistas and some of the other stuff that's been mentioned throughout One Piece, but we know that he built a new system that is so powerful that the 7 Warlord system is no longer needed. So it's more than likely some type of weapon similar to the ancient weapons, or maybe some type of upgrade to the pacifista. But whatever it is, I believe that Franky will learn about it and build it himself. He's gonna build what Dr. Vegapunk built, but even better, because he's an engineer and he's a developer and he could do that. If it's a weapon of mass destruction like Pluton, like Franky can build it. If it's like some humanoid weapon like the pacifistas, Franky can build it. But what I really want to see is, even without Dr. Vegapunk, let's say that he does never meet Dr. Vegapunk, Franky's potential is still pretty limitless, because similar to how Iron Man has many Iron Man suits, I mean, if you watch the Avengers, you know that Iron Man is able to create a bunch of Iron Man suits that he uses to fight. Imagine if Franky created an army of Franky shoguns that are able to move by themselves, like some type of artificial intelligence. I think that would be truly amazing, and it would put him on a level above the Yonko commanders. So what I was thinking is that each of the Franky shogun will have its like own unique special abilities, like the rescue shogun, which is able to like somehow dive in and rescue people really easily, or like the attack shogun, which is used to attack, the defense shogun, which is used to defend. I mean, that's pretty basic name, but like, or you know, water shogun, he's able to go in the water. It's actually pretty useful. He's able to fight against devil fruit users really easily in Fishmen, just like that. And just imagine if you had a whole army of these artificial intelligence that have a mind of its own that Franky can control and manipulate. It would be kind of similar to Cracker's powers, or Cracker's devil fruit, because Cracker is able to create an army of biscuit soldiers that he mixed with ornament hockey. And these soldiers were really powerful, and it even gave Luffy a hard time in Whole Cake Island. Imagine if Franky created a bunch of humanoid Franky shoguns, each with an insane durable body similar to Cracker's biscuit army, but they all have their own unique powers. They're able to fly and shoot laser beams. They're able to swim in the water and have missiles, launchers, and everything. And they're all clad with ornament hockey. Just that's basically the better version of Cracker's abilities, because he doesn't have to delve for his weakness. And I just really want to see a scene, like maybe in the future, or maybe in Elbaf or the final war of One Piece, where he finally gets all of his army of shoguns. We see a very strong character, like a Yonko level character, or maybe like an Admiral or a Yonko commander, and they're about to go attack Luffy, but then Franky just shows up out of nowhere and he just cracks his knuckle, just like, alright, let's do this. And you just see right behind him an army of Franky shoguns just flying the sky, weapons pointed, laser beams, missile cannons, everything that Franky has, and you're just like, oh my god, what am I doing here? And that's just what I really want to see. That would be unstoppable, and honestly pretty crazy, and it would be perfect for Franky, because Luffy needs strong people in his crew and in the future. I mean, we already know that Zoro and Sanji and possibly Jinbei will be Yonko level by the end of this series, but I want to see people like Franky, whose potential is pretty crazy and outstanding, to be at least around Admiral level, maybe a little bit weaker, but bare minimum Yonko level commander. I mean, it's Franky. I mean, I'm pretty sure by the end of the series he'll be on that level. This is such a funny theory, but like, it would be so amazing if it happens. Like, if Franky could get this army of shoguns and have ornament hockey and observation hockey and possibly an ancient weapon that he built. Like I said earlier, Franky's potential is pretty ridiculous. He has the potential to be the master of ornament hockey and observation hockey. He has an army of Franky shoguns that can be controlled by Franky, possibly ancient weapons that he might build, or the weapon that Dr. Vegapunk has created in replacement of the Seven Warlord system. Hopefully, I don't know if people made this theory already, but I mean, if not, I'm the first. It would be pretty amazing if this happens in the future of One Piece. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, it is Oda. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Franky will be Admiral level by the end of the series and have an army of Franky shoguns at his disposal? Leave it down in the comments below. Anyways, I'm Lucky Yen, signing off.